Yeah, eat, sleep, fantasy, you rockin' with the best. NFL Fantasy Football Podcast. We talking mock drafts, running backs, better follow the conversation.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Eat, Sleep, Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Dale. Thanks for joining us. With me, you may know him as a Canadian sensation. His friends call him Clay. I call him Clayton. I'm happy to have you on. Thanks for joining my show.
Exactly. We're not friends, Dale, and that's why we're not friends, because it's your show.
We are really good friends, guys. Don't listen to what Clayton is saying. Anyways, we're gonna have a fun show. Really, we're gonna get down to business. This is all talking about waiver wires. I hope you guys. This does not include Monday night. Granted, if something big happens Monday night, we'll be tweeting or talking about it on Facebook. But for the most part, this is going to be waiver wire ads for all the Thursday and Sunday night games. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys listened to yesterday's episode with Clayton and his fucked up mic, I apologize. He really dropped the ball, and this is why
I'm telling you, man. When I listened to that, I was pissed off at myself because
it happens.
Yeah,
you talk to any podcaster ever, it's happened to everybody.
Yeah. It's just so frustrating because I feel like the episode was good, and then all of a sudden I go to replay it back, and I'm like, "Good God, what the hell?" Yeah. So then I yelled at my co-host today. I'm like, "Guy," he's like, "Well, I could hear you." I'm like, I sounded like I was in a freaking giant room. That's all it was, is echoing.
That's funny.
So hopefully this sounds a little bit better. I'm going to learn from my mistake for sure.
You have no idea. Take the over under on say 5 episodes. Way more than that. We've probably threw away over 10 episodes of Eat Sleep Fantasy over the years, at least 10. And it drives me nuts. But it happens. I mean, sometimes the quality is so bad that you just have to, say fuck it and throw it out. Or you just put it out and
there's only so much editing you could do that's going to kind of fix something, right? And
yep.
No, but I don't know. Hopefully you kind of made it through. I personally, if you want my honest opinion, I don't think I could have listened to it, but
hey guys, just download it and we're good. Just download it.
Yeah, that's all we need to do, guys. Just download it. It was a good episode though.
A lot of stuff happened, man. You broke down the games pretty well yesterday. But a lot of stuff happened, a lot of good stuff. I guess we can so Clayton does an article for his other podcast, Fantasy Football from the North, and he has some pretty good stuff to talk about here. You can also go on eatsleepfantasy.com, and there's a waiver wire article there as well. Some good stuff.
Yeah, Heather's crushing that one over there as well.
Yep.
But this is just the one I do. This is the one I do specifically for my site. I mean, it's pretty standard right now. You're starting to see we're at that week now where we're starting to see some trends go with guys, right? You know what I mean? Like it's not
the first week could be fluky. Yeah. Second week it's like 50-50. The third week kind of breaks the tie. Okay, is this guy, where's he going to go? There are 3 guys specifically I want to mention today that are on top of my mind. I don't know if you want to go in order or you just want to talk about the guys I want to talk about.
No, go ahead.
Okay. The first one is Zack Moss. After being a healthy scratch in week 1, he does very well for himself, especially getting the work inside the 10-yard line. I think he's leading the league with opportunities inside the 10-yard line, if I'm not mistaken. What do we do with Zack Moss? I don't think he's going to be on a lot of waiver wires. But is this somebody that we're holding on to and playing? Or
well, he's still available in I think it's 47% of Yahoo leagues at least. That's when I looked at him. But the thing is, let's be realistic. The Bills' passing game has not been what it has been, in the past, right? They started out slow. Now they basically got it going now, and which opens up the run game as well. You got Allen throwing for what, four touchdowns yesterday? I think 5 in total. Yeah. I think
5 total. Yeah.
So that opens the game up for the run game, and that's where Zack Moss I think is going to benefit. He had over 80 total yards on Sunday. Caught another ball for a touchdown. And with both Singletary and Moss splitting the work, I think Moss is favored a little bit more in the passing game. That's why I do like him to basically run the show from this point forward. And they have the Texans in week 4. And I think as far as Moss goes, I think he's an immediate start next week.
Yep. All right. So Moss for Clayton goes a little
make him go,
It's Clayton there.
You know it.
Zack Moss is making Clayton go, All right. The other guy, Chuba Hubbard, not rostered. He's going to be the waiver wire target probably. But breaking news, as just a couple minutes ago before this podcast, Christian McCaffrey is not being placed on IR. They're hoping he can get back before 3 weeks. Does that change your opinion at all on Chuba?
It doesn't, and I'll tell you why. I mean, last year, going through the same injury that CMC had, hamstring injury, exactly the same thing happened. He came back, and what happened then? He re-aggravated it. It ended up turning into like pretty much the rest of the year kind of thing. That's why I think even if CMC does come back in two weeks, I still think Hubbard's going to be one of those guys that is still going to get a lot of targets or favored a lot in this offense, even with CMC back, because I think what they're going to do is they're going to ease him back. And I thought they would have learned last year when he did try to come back from this injury and kept re-aggravating it. I thought this year they were going to kind of ease him into, not ease him into the things, but just take a little bit less of a load off his back when they went out and grabbed Hubbard. So as far as I'm going to take this, because I got burnt by it last year, I'm dumping all my FAAB. I'm going to go get Chuba Hubbard, and I'm going to trust the fact that CMC is not going to be the same as he was in the last couple of games. So
interesting. Do you think I have a healthier hamstring than Christian McCaffrey?
Most likely, yes.
See, I'm built. If you just take parts of me, I can be a really good football player.
I'm sure we could all be that way.
Just don't take my knees. Gotta need somebody else's knees.
I need someone's back, so I know that for sure. So
look, between me and you, I think we'd be a pretty good football player.
Yeah, I think we could.
Okay, your height for sure.
Yeah.
My muscle structure, because I just feel like I have more muscles in my body, although it doesn't show it. I just feel like I'm more muscular. My hamstrings, my back, your knees, your hands, because you have bigger hands. We're talking about like pretty good fucking football player.
Top 10 running back for sure.
Yeah. All right. Another guy, I kind of feel the same way. Look, I had the first waiver pick in 2 of my leagues. We have rolling waivers. I think I'm only going to get Chuba in 1. I'm scared that I'm going to waste a stupid pick on Chuba. I already wasted a lot of FAAB on Elijah Mitchell, which I'm like really worried about.
I wouldn't be, not after what Sermon did yesterday.
Yeah, right? Yeah, he
Sermon
didn't.
was trash,
He didn't win the job, did he? He didn't win it.
Definitely not.
Yeah. So, anyways, I don't know. So you're thinking I should just go for Chuba in our keeper league?
I think absolutely 100%. I think you should. It worries me because of what happened. Like I said last year, but we could talk about another guy on the list real quick if you want. I got Tony Jones Jr. down there as well. I mean, he's only like 7% owned. Not the fact is go out and jump out and get him. All I kind of put it this way is, you look at a guy like CMC goes down, Chuba Hubbard immediately jumps into top 12 running back, right? He gets pretty much going to get the full workload. That's what I'm saying is going to happen if Kamara was to go down. Tony Jones is going to be a guy that you're going to want on your roster. I'm saying even if you don't have Kamara, if you got an extra spot that you can just, sit in there, I think you should go get Tony Jones just in case that something does happen down the line.
Okay, good deal.
Oh, sorry, he's 18% owned in Yahoo leagues.
That's not bad. Okay. Do you have Marquez Callaway anywhere?
I don't, not this week, but I mean, I want to see it another week before I trust that train again.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what's weird about week 3, right? Because we had 2 dud weeks, and this week he was like, okay, he was the most targeted player for Jameis Winston. He put out pretty good fantasy numbers. He had a touchdown, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he did. Yep. So yeah, it's like where do you draw the line? Is this a fluky week or is this the beginning of something great? It's hard to tell, man.
I'll let somebody else go all in on that train, I think, because I'm not confident in it. We haven't seen it, and like I said, we're starting to see trends amongst players now, right? So yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about wide receivers, we could talk about the guys I do have on my list. I mean, all three of these guys have performed every week. You got Emmanuel Sanders, Christian Kirk, which has surprised me, still available in almost 50% of leagues, and a guy that's very low owned is Hunter Renfrow. Like these guys have been targeted. They've been producing fantasy-wise, like Renfro on the other hand. I mean, most targeted wide receiver on the team, averaging over 5 catches a game, 70 yards. He's basically the Raiders, the Raiders Cooper Kupp in that sense. I mean,
yeah,
the
guy they need to get that first down type.
Exactly,
type guy.
right? Exactly. I mean, he's still going to continue to get heavily relied on. He's going to get targets as many as he can handle. And then as far as Emmanuel Sanders goes, I mean, this is the 3rd straight week that we've seen him. I mean, he held in another 5 passes for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaging over 6 targets a game, over almost 65 yards. And the fact is that I think the emergence of Emmanuel Sanders right now is going to hurt Diggs' value moving forward.
You think so, huh?
Yeah, I do. I think he's going to continue to be involved. I mean, they talked about Gabriel Davis, but he doesn't seem to be a factor at all right now. And I just think with the amount that the Bills are throwing right now, with Diggs being as good as he is, being their wide receiver 1, he's getting all that coverage. That's the reason why we're seeing Sanders getting wide open and getting these targets and these yards every week.
Very interesting. So, by the way, you're bringing the fire. I mean, this is like this is the most fire you've ever brung.
Is it any different? Come on, man. Let's go. I like it. I love it.
All right. So moving on to maybe a couple other guys. Do you have any kind of? Before we go, or not before we go, we're only recorded like 3 minutes so far. The stupid monkey knife fight. I say stupid. They're a good partner of ours. I was so close. I was 22 yards for Darren Waller to getting $200 out of my $2 bet.
Yeah.
22 yards sucked. The first game he had like crazy, like 19 targets or something, and then has barely been targeted the next 2. Do we have issues here?
I think they're taking him out of the game plan. I think that's what teams are doing. They're just starting to take him out. And that's why you're seeing guys like, I mean, Brian Edwards now stepped up last week or this past Sunday as well. Hunter Renfro, Henry Ruggs is a deep guy. He's breaking some long ones as well. They're not concentrating on those 3 guys where they're concentrating on Waller. And I think that's why we're starting to see all these other, all of a sudden, Carr's got a ton of weapons there to play with.
Yep. Have I explained to you that I'm no longer a Dolphins fan?
Yes, I read it in our chat every single day. You guys, wow.
Listen. I've been trying to convince everybody stop being a Dolphins fan. It's a waste of time. It's broken dreams. I stopped, and I don't know why. Look, before the game started yesterday, we don't need a quarterback. Our defense is a top 5 defense. We can stop people. We just need, good play, good quarterback play, and enough to win, blah, blah. Derek Carr threw almost 400 yards yesterday. He's been on a tear. I think he's on your quarterback list, isn't he?
Oh, he is. He should be
leading the league in passing yards.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's been dynamite, and it's insane. I mean, the way this. I mean, if you look at this roster, there's not a whole lot of sexy names out there, right? I mean, you got guys that you kind of heard of, but nobody that really stands out as elite on this team outside of Darren Waller. You get guys that come in like, Jacobs goes out, then you see Peyton Barber of all people get 20 some touches, over 100 yards. And now you're like, what in God's name is happening to this team? Right. But as far as Carr goes, I mean, another 300-yard passing game. He's currently quarterback 16 in fantasy. And the fact of the matter is that the Raiders face the Chargers in week 4. This is the last week you're going to be able to get him. You should go out and get him now. And because I think as far as the schedule goes moving forward, he's got some very favorable matchups down the way.
Interesting. I'm looking at his matchups now. You can keep. I'll get back to Derek Carr in a second. But who would you prefer, Derek Carr or Sam Darnold?
Darnold, 100%. This kid. I mean, I'm looking at matchups. Let's just look at his matchups for the next 5 weeks. Granted, they have had a pretty soft schedule thus far, but I mean, Panthers now face the next 5 games: Cowboys, the Eagles, the Vikings, Giants, and then the Falcons. And all those teams have given up a plethora of fantasy points to quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. And I mean, people now at 20% rostered on top of that, it seems crazy to me, but I guess I get it. It's the name, but new team. This kid's balling out. And I mean, he's no longer in a streaming consideration. I mean, you could feel free, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to start firing out. I'm going to be starting to start him every single week.
Yep. All right. Just to let you know, just based off of based off of what we know now, right? That's all we can do. It's impossible to really tell exactly what these defenses are going to do 4 or 5 weeks from now. But just from what we know now, so Las Vegas, the Raiders have a week 8 bye, but they have pretty cake schedule moving forward. Kansas City, Cincinnati, Dallas, Philly, Denver, maybe, Chicago, and the Chargers all coming up. Not in that order, but that's just what we're looking at. So we have for Las Vegas up until, man, they even have, I mean, they play Washington. What week is that? I mean, the worst game that they have is Washington week 13. So Derek Carr can go on a nice little run here without really, they play Kansas City twice. They play Denver twice. Yeah. So,
and that's what it is. We're not worried about the Raiders winning games. I could care less if they win a game. I mean, fantasy is all about fantasy points, right? And that's where that's exactly what Carr is going to give you every week.
Yep. Carolina, just looking at their schedule, it's a little tougher. They play Minnesota and Washington. They have the Giants, I guess, are playing okay defense.
But all teams that you can get a ton of fantasy points on.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
They're giving up over 20. Right. I think each of those guys are giving up over 20 plus fantasy points per game to quarterbacks.
Yep. So let's see. It says, okay, I could do the research later. But yeah, so I thought that was pretty interesting. Sam Darnold, I think with or without McCaffrey, I think he'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Who else you got?
Another guy just touch on real quickly is Teddy Bridgewater, still only 20%, 28% rostered. I mean, he keeps keeps putting up solid fantasy numbers. Granted, this past week, you might still be able to get him. You might not even have to it might not even cost you a whole ton, but I mean, they won the game. They shut out the Jets. I mean, didn't really rely on the passing game too much. Did lose KJ Hamler to a torn ACL, but that's why another guy that's going to be on my wide receiver list. That's why you got to fire guys up like Sutton, Fant, and the one guy I'm talking about, Tim Patrick. I mean, this guy, nobody likes him. I don't know if they don't like his name.
Yeah, is he white?
He's not.
He sounds white. I think that's why.
The last 2 years, back to back, this guy has put up solid fantasy numbers. He had almost 100 yards the other day. He's had 2 touchdowns already. And he produces every week. Go and get him on your team. I don't want to talk about him anymore. I'm done.
You're done. You're trying to help the people.
He better be over 60% owned by the end of the week, or that's it. I'm not talking about him anymore. I warned you guys. I warned you guys. That's it.
Tim Patrick is a 23rd best fantasy wide receiver to date. And especially with Hamler gone, he had 4 and 5 targets per game, 4 targets the first 2, then 5 targets last week. Has good catch percentage. His yardage, what hasn't been there week 1 and 2. He almost had 100 yards this week, but no touchdowns. So, I don't know. Tim Patrick's going to be interesting. Is he how owned is he?
He's only 22% roster right now.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
You want to take a guess how much he weighs?
187 pounds.
212. 6'4", 212.
He's a big guy, actually, if you actually see him on the field.
Yeah.
And another guy to take a shot. No, I mean, if you're desperate and you need a guy, if you lost guys, the Giants are desperate for pass catchers right now. Outside of Galladay, they lost Sterling Shepard and Slayton the other day. Colin Johnson kind of stepped up. He's 0% owned. He's going to be available 100% of leagues. But I mean, if these guys are going to miss time, somebody else has to be there outside of Galladay. I guess you might see a little bit of Kadarius Toney more involved, which I thought he was going to be this past week, but he only had 1 catch. Just kind of Colin Johnson as if you're in deep leagues.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So really quick, I know we kind of already talked about Darren Waller Monkey Knife Fight. If you guys are going to play Monkey Knife Fight with us, we're doing locks of the week. I had a couple locks of the week, so I kind of cheated. I hit on 2 out of the 3 that I really believed in. There was a Chase Claypool one. I'm pretty sure if Monkey Knife Fight sees a lot of bets on this, maybe they take them off, do you think? Because I played one and I told my friend about it like an hour later and he didn't see it on his.
See, no, and this is what I told you the first time we played. Remember I said to you, you said you locked it in at a certain yardage total.
Yeah, and it changed.
Remember
and
I did this. I did the same bet and it was like 2 yards more.
So it moves around. Yeah.
So I think it depends on how much money is going on that. If you're going to bet on something and you like something immediately, bet on it that day. Don't let it sit, because if more people bid on that or bet on that, I think that's where it kind of, draws up the yardage a little bit.
So this is what I'm going to do. Every Thursday morning, I'm going to start a thread on the Eat Nation private group. And on that thread, we'll just flood it with bets that we see that we like. You could scroll through, if somebody else has a lock of the week that they want to post, post, and let's all kind of crowdsource this a little bit and figure out the best bets. Because if you scroll around enough and you look at each individual matchup, there's a lot of good bets out there. You just got to find them. And, that's
the thing. There's, like you said, there's so many of them that you really have to go through each one to really, really find. There's always a bunch of good ones out there. I mean, the one that I really liked last week didn't hit because Fields just got absolutely demolished. So he couldn't do anything. But I mean, if that bet came across my way again, I think I'd give him a shot.
Yeah, I had I had the Darren Waller one that sucked. Last night, I picked the over on Aaron Rodgers on 7 bets, and he didn't get the over. I would have banked if he would have just gotten, I think it was 30 more yards.
Yeah, 30, I think you needed 33 more yards.
33 more. Yeah. I would have hit on like 3 or 4 of those bets. I was feeling really good, but he didn't do it. And that's the way you play. But there's a couple of bets. Like if you bet on the Sunday, like all the Sunday early games, there's a $2 bet that pays $1,000. You just got to get all 10 of them right. Yeah. Like I'll give it that lottery ticket. I'll try for $2 to win 1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, but if you guys are on the Eat Nation private group, every Thursday morning, I'm going to post a thread, and then I'll post all the bets that I see. You do it too, and then people can jump in. The cool thing about it is if you're new to Monkey Knife Fight, should we do this again? I don't know.
Do it again. Okay.
If you're going to sign up for Monkey Knife Fight, use the promo code HOTDOG when you're depositing money. If you bet $10 and you lose it, message me and I'll send you the $10. And is that going to only be for? Yeah, okay, that's only going to be for a lock of the week. So wait till Thursday. We're going to do a lock of the week on Thursday morning, and then if you bet $10 on that and you lose, we'll pay you back.
Exactly.
So I don't. Again, we kind of talked about this. I don't know if it's legal, and I don't. If a lot of people do it, I don't know how we're going to end up paying everybody.
Nobody's said anything yet. So I mean, I guess we just keep going until somebody says something, right?
So let's try it. So we're going to do a lock of the week every Thursday morning. So they're getting this on Tuesday. So you have 2 days to kind of prep, figure out what you want to do. Look at our locks of the week. We'll say it in our pod too, but of course on the Eat Nation private group on Facebook. And then if you guys lose, we'll just give you your money back.
I think we need to have a code word. How about that? Rather than, saying what we're going to do, just be like, if you send us a message and just put in the
Dale and Clayton guarantee.
Yeah. In the subject line, no, just say this. Cause we both hate the guy.
Oh yeah.
Which he's a guy we're not going to say, but then we'll know that, oh shit.
Yeah.
He screwed us again. Right.
The MG rule. Yeah. The MG rule.
I can't believe I traded for him. Good Lord. I won though. I crushed this week.
Yeah, you did. Hey, sometimes your team just needs to be sent a message. Like, if you guys keep not performing, I'm going to get rid of my stars one by one if you guys don't step it up. That's just what happens. We didn't do that fuck that guy segment. And I really, really like the fuck that guy segment. Do you have any fuck that guys? I have a couple.
Here, you started off. Let me think.
The first fuck that guy. Look, I understand it was a tough matchup, but Damien Harris, he's like my RB2 right now. He did not perform against the Saints. So Damien Harris, fuck that guy.
There's a lot. I think Jameis Winston, I think he screwed a lot of people too. Fuck that guy. He didn't do anything.
Nope. No, he didn't. He's such a weird player. I'm going to go the opposite way. DeAndre Swift, fuck that guy. I finally benched him, and he scored. So fuck that guy.
Of course he did. That's usually what happens.
The biggest fuck that guy of the weekend. And listen, guys, we do fuck that guy. We're not just saying fuck that guy. We really mean it. A lot of other podcasts will be like, oh, here's the guys that didn't do well, and here's the guys that, keep, cut, and whatever. We don't do that. Look, keep whoever you want, cut whoever you want. But this goes beyond cutting. This is like nothing's more. Like if you're talking about a guy, right? If me and you are talking and I mention Armando and I say, fuck that guy. Like that's a different universe and just be like, we don't get along. That's a whole different universe, right? I'm saying like, fuck that guy, right? So when I tell you Tyson Williams fuck that guy for sure, Tyson Williams. And look, it's not really all his fault. So, I understand, if he calls up this podcast and, starts yelling at us, I'm sorry, Tyson. But I mean,
you fucked that guy. Yeah, you fucked up.
Yeah.
You got to be better. Be better.
You just got to be better. What was his stat line?
I don't even know. Terrible.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Let's see. Week 3, 5 attempts for 22 yards. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, terrible.
It's the whole Baltimore. We were warned about the Baltimore Ravens running backs, and we ignored it because we like Tyson Williams, and he was a good story. They didn't really have anybody else, but look what happened. Another fuck. So I said Damien Harris already.
You got to give me the heads up that we're going to do this so I can have a list of guys because I had a ton of guys, but just don't know any of them off by hand right now.
How
about Rondale Moore? Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Hey, I never said Rondale Moore. You're the one. I
love the kid. I just absolutely fell in love with him after one game, and fuck that guy.
So okay. How do you feel about this? He's rushing for 6.4 yards a carry, right? No touchdowns for the season. Big hit last year. Jonathan Taylor. 64 yards on 10 attempts last week against Tennessee. They lost 16-25. A little bit of a game script maybe, but still Jonathan Taylor has not scored a touchdown, has not surpassed. Well, last week he did hit 64 yards. Before then, it was 56 and 51. So Jonathan Taylor, look, I'm not going to give up on you. I'm not going to fuck you yet, but I'm telling you, week 4, you're on fuck that guy watch. Okay.
I'll give you the guy that I'm not ready to fuck yet, just like you're not ready to bang fucking TJ Hawkinson. 20 targets through 2 games. You give me fucking 10 receiving yards and that's it? That's all you give me?
Yeah.
Against Detroit come on, man, you're the only pass catcher. Get your shit together.
Yep.
I don't know. Yell at Goff or somebody. Yell at some. I mean, I wouldn't yell at Campbell because that guy's fucking terrifying as is. But yell at somebody. Get you the ball. You're the best playmaker.
Yep. For week 1, he had 10 targets. Week 2, he had 9. Week 3, he had 2 for 2 receptions and 10 yards. Week 1 and 2,
you got beat by a fucking giant field goal kick.
Yeah. Oh man. What a fucking game, right?
Oh, it was insane. You just see, I legit do feel bad for Detroit fans because, man, they're working and they're playing. They've been in every game, and you could just see how deflated they got once that ball. And of course, it has to hit the upright or
bounce
over top. You could just see them all just
that. Rarely happens when it hits the crossbar and bounces in.
It bounces out every single time.
Yeah,
but no, not for Detroit. Everything bounces in.
Yep.
It would be like kicking a ball going far right. All of a sudden, if you're playing in Detroit, the wind's going to come. Something's going to come and blow that right between the uprights.
Yep.
For a field goal.
Yeah. So sometimes, if that happened in slow motion, I can guarantee that Detroit was like, this will be a record-breaking field goal right here if he makes it. There's no way. This is like a record, so we're good. In slow motion, it hits the upright. Be like, look, it was a record, way too far. It hit the crossbars. We're good. And then
they're pissed. They're pissed.
Yeah, and it just bounced in.
What is the deal with these kickers?
That's the
deal. Prater tried to kick a 68-yarder yesterday.
Yeah, and got fucked.
Didn't
right?
even come in and just nowhere even near it. I'm
Yeah.
like, what are these guys? So they won't kick extra points from however many yards out, but let's fucking throw out these guys to kick 60+ yard field goals.
Crazy.
It blows my mind.
How many games until you scream "fuck that guy" to T.J. Hawkinson? How many games? I mean, this was just a really, really bad game for him.
I say if he gives me
another game like that, another 2-target game.
Yeah, another 2-target game, I'm done.
Really, you're just done.
Just done. Get him off my team.
Yeah,
I don't like guys I don't like guys that are team players that don't yell at their quarterbacks.
So he had 10 yards in week 3. All of last season, he had 10 yards one time, and that was in week 4.
So it better not happen again. He knows what's coming.
Yeah.
You get the axe, you get cut.
Yeah. And then even before then, yeah, he had a couple shitty games than his rookie year. But anyways, TJ Hawkinson, you're fuck that guy warning or watch. Are we calling it a watch? Fuck that guy watch.
Yeah, we should have that segment. That's exactly it.
All right, we need hold on here. I got we do need a good drop, but this is one we're gonna do. Hey. You hear that or no?
I didn't.
Hold on. I'm gonna do it again. Hey.
I briefly heard it, but I think I know what that is.
Yeah. All right. And I think let
me ask you a quick question. DeAndre Hopkins, same fuck that guy, but going into it, yeah, he was probably thrown out there as more of a decoy, right? I mean, he was questionable into the game.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of obvious that he was a decoy. I'm looking up his stats now, but yeah.
21 receiving yards, that's it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, he was, like you said, he was questionable leading up to it.
Hence why I wanted Rondell Moore to go off, but no, it was AJ Green. And did you know that AJ Green is one of their top targeted players on that offense right now?
AJ Green, 16th best fantasy wide receiver.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Let's see. This is scary. Each of the weeks 1, 2, and 3, he had 6 targets, 666. Last week, he caught 5 balls for 112 yards. The week before that, he had 44 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Do we where is he?
I think you got to look out for him. I think he could be rostered.
If you have one spot for Marquez Callaway or AJ Green, who are you going for?
I'm taking AJ Green because he's done it every week.
Right. He's done it before.
Consistency. Let's see. And he's got to be available in many leagues because he's only 15% owned right now.
See, that's it's like the same thing at your job. Like the new guy could be way better, but you know how to cut corners in your job, right?
Exactly.
Like, you could be more efficient. You can get away with more. And so that's how kind of AJ Green is. Like, he doesn't need to be the fastest guy on the field. He doesn't need to be the strongest. He could just
be consistent and reliable, man. He'll get the ball.
That's all he needs to do. That's how I feel about podcasting. There's other podcasts out there way better than us. But I just feel like I've been doing it. This is year 6. We can we could put in that episode where it's impossible to hear what you're saying, and we're like, whatever.
And I'm just riding the coattails, Dale. So don't worry about it. I see it. I see you, buddy.
What else? I think that's all we got. Do we have anything else to go over?
I'll just want to throw out one tight end real quick. Tyler Conklin. This guy's only 4% roster.
Yeah. He's good.
He's been dynamite. I mean, 7 of 8 targets yesterday, 70 yards and a touchdown. He's a big, reliable target for Cousins, and I think he's going to, now that he's been used, I mean, there's a lot of hype coming out of preseason with him, and now that they actually used him and saw how good, and he's a big guy, I think you're going to see a lot more production out of him.
Yeah, I do too. It seems like every week he pops up on your news feed, right? It's like, what? Tyler Conklin again? Pretty crazy stuff. So yeah, I 100% agree with that. Another guy too that you need to keep an eye on. I know he's rostered. This isn't a waiver pick, but Jamar Chase.
Guy's dynamite. Just scores touchdowns. That's all he does.
Dude, he has 4 touchdowns through 3 games. He has at least 1 touchdown per game. He had 2 last week. If you're a betting man. They're playing the Jags. Is Jamar Chase going to score a touchdown?
He's getting in there for sure.
Right.
You know what we should do, Dale, as part of Monkey Knife Fight on maybe Sunday or even Thursday, we do a little, a touchdown bet for that.
Yeah.
Over and under how many touchdowns. I think that'll be good for that game.
Yeah. Dude, the touchdown dance. They have that game.
Yeah.
Oh, I just knocked my mic. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. That was you. That wasn't me. Remember that.
This is the first podcast that you have not yet banged the mic. So.
Exactly.
Jamar
way
Chase,
up here now.
Jamar Chase, he is going to surpass Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins, if not already, correct?
Or
no?
I don't think he's a touchdown guy. He's not a volume guy right now. Like, how many catches did he have yesterday?
4 for 5 targets.
So 4 or 5 targets. How much was Boyd was targeted more than that?
I'll tell you right now. Tyler Boyd last week, he's targeted 6 times, caught 4 balls.
I think next week you're going to see who is, as long as Higgins is in, I think that's how you're going to see who is that actual wide receiver one on that team, because they should be able to beat Jacksonville handily. So I mean, if they're going to get up early at a lead, we're going to see who's going to be the one that's targeted early, right?
Yep. Man, Jacksonville had a chance against Arizona.
Yeah, they did.
I was getting a little nervous.
Yeah.
I mean, I only put $25 on that after we had Josh on for our betting segment last week.
Mm-hmm.
He talked about the spread, and I was like, okay, let me just put it on. And early on, I was like, they did not look so good.
You know what's weird? As good as Kyler Murray is playing right now, have you seen his rushing stats for this year?
No. Are they any good?
He's only rushed for 70 yards.
Really?
And he has 4 rushing touchdowns.
What's up with that?
That shocked me when I was looking at it to see, as far as dual threat quarterbacks go. I was really shocked by seeing that he was under 100 yards rushing all year.
All right, I have 2 things for you before we go. Breaking news here. 2 things. One, James White looks like he's out indefinitely. Not good.
Ramondre Stevenson should get back in the lineup.
What's his name?
Ramondre Stevenson.
Okay.
Ramondre? Is that what? Yeah, Ramondre.
Yeah, I think that's right. I thought you said it wrong, but I'm not one to tell people how to say it.
Exactly.
Stevenson, yes. He's legit, right? He should be a legit backup. If not, get a much bigger role with James White out. Also, it looks like Josh Gordon is signing with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Ooh.
So
Tyreek Hill and Josh Gordon on. Wow. And I think they're all the same player, though. All 3 of those guys. I mean, Tyreek Hill's a different beast, but you go Hardman and then you go Josh Gordon. I think that's the same guy.
I wonder if Josh Gordon's much bigger, right? Is he more of a? I would think Josh Gordon he's not that speed. I doubt he's as fast as he was 4 years ago.
Didn't they call him Flash at one point, man?
I'm saying now he's not. And it's just because his last name was Gordon. Let's be honest. Like, if everybody would be called Flash Gordon if their last name was Gordon. But yeah. So I don't know. Where's he going to fit in?
Well, they need a third receiver there. I mean, they have Robinson, but he's never really been a thing. Right. Pringle's there, but yeah, he could probably slide in.
Somebody like the Sammy Watkins role, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he kind of does remind me of Sammy. The look, the look. Big guy.
What's the over and under and how many games he plays before he gets suspended?
Look, if he stays clean, I bet you he's not as good.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Some people they just need it, man.
Last time, yeah,
and they just need it, like to focus or whatever, But hey, maybe he'll be even faster. Maybe his lungs have cleared out and he's just good.
True. Yeah, exactly.
You never know. You might feel like a kid again out there with clean lungs. Who knows? Crazy times we're living in.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, so you hear it first. Breaking news. We break news so you can listen to it 24 hours after.
There you go.
As you guys, we're actually breaking news Monday in the afternoon, and you won't get it till Tuesday morning at least.
Hey, that's all right. At least we're on top of it.
Yeah. Anything else going on? Oh, before I do. I didn't even let you answer. I just said I do. I'm sorry. Did you have anything going on, Clayton?
I did not, actually.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Maybe I'm just asking you so I can answer my own question. I'm going to Chicago with the 49ers Rush podcast. John Chapman, you've heard him on this podcast many times. I'm going to Chicago with as like a 49ers meetup before the game, the Saturday before the Bears game, 49ers and Bears. So that'd be a lot of fun. If you guys are anywhere near Chicago, make sure you hit me up. Maybe I can sneak you in the back door or something. We'll see.
That'd be pretty sweet. If I can get across the border, buddy, I'd be down.
How much are you going to say that? How long are you going to say that?
What the wife is not letting me get anywhere near a plane or the border until shit goes back to somewhat normalcy, because it's definitely not that way now.
Yeah. until then,
especially here in Alberta, we're fucked here.
Yeah, are you?
We out of every province in Canada, our numbers are like worse than what they were at the beginning of this shit.
Really? Do you have to fight people with masks and stuff in your work?
No, for the most part, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
If not, I throw them one. So
yeah. All right, cool. I think that's it, man. I appreciate your analysis and your company. It's been a great time talking. It's
always great. It's great talking with you, Dale. Thanks for having me on your podcast.
We are going to get into more betting stuff. I want to do like a full episode on betting, but that's just a lot of talk about betting. So maybe we'll just do a segment, like half an episode on.
I like the segment idea.
Okay. But I feel like I'm making way more money betting than I am on fantasy football. And it's so like instant. Like you bet, you win. You bet, you lose. You bet, you win. It's so much quicker than like.
And you get money immediately. You don't have to.
Plan. You don't wait 16 weeks, and then you finally win, and then it's like, here's your $300.
Yeah,
like, I just bust my ass for 4 months, and all I get is $300 out of this. That kind of sucks. But like betting, man, I'm already up. I'm up. I mean, I'm not going to say how much because I know the IRS is listening, and I'm not reporting it. I'm not reporting it. I'm going to hide all this money in my mattress. They ain't getting it. What's the IRS in Canada called?
Revenue Canada. That's what we have.
And that's who you pay your taxes to?
Yeah, exactly.
Dang. You pay more than us, don't you? I think you pay a lot.
Yeah, we pay a shit ton of taxes, yeah.
Oh, I think everybody complains about taxes everywhere.
That is true, but we got free healthcare.
Yeah, that's true. Dang it. You beat me. You beat us. I don't know. I just I'm not going to go on. I literally can talk. Fucking insurance is a scam. That's all I'm going to say. I'll leave it at that. Fuck insurance. If they're listening, yeah, I'm talking to you. That is the biggest fucking racket ever. Fucking insurance. I pay like $1,000 a month, and then I end up going to the doctor and have to pay again. It's like, why even have fucking insurance? Oh well, my wife's like, if you have a heart attack or something, then they cover it. It's like, what are the chances, right? Let's just roll the dice here. Fucking insurance, man. Fucking hate it. Anyways, I'll let you go. All right, guys. eatsleepfantasy.com is a website. Canadian Clay FF is on Twitter. Eat Nation private group on Facebook, at Eat Sleep FF on Twitter. I hope you're writing notes because that's a lot of names I just wrote. I think that's it. You better go.
Exactly.
Your kid is really pissed off.
He's very happy. He's unhappy. Then those teeth are cutting. Don't worry.
Why don't you guys do something nice for your baby? My baby didn't cry this much.
I'm telling you, man, this kid is triple the size of our 2-year-old. I mean, we can't give him enough food. He's got. I swear to God, you know how you get like one tooth coming in? I swear he's going to get like a full mouthful by how much he cries because he's teething. His cheeks go like bright red, and he slobbers like you would not believe. Yeah. I feel bad for him. Bad for him.
All right. Well, I hope
at least I'm here for the people, Dale. I'm here for the people.
There you go. See, it's like family's not that important. If it comes to podcasting, man. Oh, by the way, we had the unfortunate news. Mike, I'm gonna butcher his last name, Taglieri, right?
Taglieri, yeah.
Tags, Fantasy Pros passed away due to COVID-related issues. Really sucks. He was a good guy too.
Yeah,
I know we didn't. Yeah.
Big hit in the fantasy community. That's for sure.
Yeah. I was reading all his stuff. It's like people like writing like tributes to him and stuff. I kind of want you to write mine just so you can send it to me. It kind of makes you think like, what are people going to write about you, right? Like not being morbid, but like at the end of the day, like what are they going to write about you? I think it's kind of weird to kind of think about. Long story short, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and type something up for me now so I can read it over.
All right.
There's certain stuff I don't want my wife to hear, so I got to edit out certain things.
There you go.
But yeah, it'll be good. Look, keep it under a page. It's fine. I know. Look, he's getting pages of like memorial tributes type stuff.
He touched a lot of people, man. That's for sure.
He did. I hope to touch more. I want to touch as many people as possible. We shouldn't be doing this. I'll let you go. I'll talk to you later. eSleepFantasy.com.
Eat Nation, we doing what we like. Tune in every week, guarantee we get it hype. Fantasy, football enthusiasts, I know you plan to be joining us on Eat Sleep Fantasy.